I burnt out again today and I wanted to talk through why. It was actually from overthinking and pushing too hard. And I just wanted to explain how I know that, how I know that was the case, my insights around it, and what I'm going to do going forwards. So, first thing I did was essentially today I went to the gym with my friend, trained, went to his house after, had breakfast, felt okay, then came home and then was thinking about what work to do, what work to create. And then I was just getting in my head. The reason I've been getting in my head is because for the last 6 weeks, I started to post authentic content, as I've been saying about on this channel. But I'm constantly in my own head and getting in my own way around the balance between authenticity and me being just authentic, but then at the same time, my content being effective. So, for example, I've got notes on the wall here about how to post content so it's effective. But then at the same time, sometimes when I do that, I'm getting in my own head because it doesn't feel authentic. I'm a projector on the human design, so I need to speak my message in a certain way. But I'm constantly bombarded with things on social media, especially Instagram, of how these hooks to use and other stuff, and it contradicts. So getting in my own head. At the same time, me and my girlfriend want to go on vacation in Europe this summer for 2 to 3 months. And I need to be in a position financially with my business to be able to go and do that and enjoy it and do the things that we want and have a great time. So I'm pushing right now to bring in income so my business is at the level to be able to go and just enjoy and do that. So I feel like I've got a lot going on, and as you can see. So anyway, I burnt out. So then I came home and I had a sleep. And then after that, I ChatGPT'd Louise Hay. Now, if you haven't heard of Louise Hay is someone who always ties whatever you're feeling in your body, if it's a disease or it's just pain somewhere, or like today, me feeling burnt out, Louise Hay always explains the emotional reason of why. Because as we know, there's always an emotion that causes that. The body speaks to us. It's not just bad luck. So I always want to know the reason, so then I can resolve that emotion. So either I don't repeat that same pattern, or I can resolve it in the moment and move on and feel better. So Louise Hay often connected fatigue and exhaustion to emotional patterns, self-pressure or resistance in life rather than only the physical body. In her framework, feeling deeply tired or drained could relate to things like fear of resistance to life, carrying too much responsibility emotionally, lack of joy or inspiration, feeling unsupported, mental exhaustion from overthinking or pushing, doing things from obligation instead of alignment, old emotional patterns draining energy. So I read these, I checked in with myself, which one kind of felt right, and it's for sure this one. She also spoke about the body asking for rest, self-love, slowing down, trust, receiving instead of constantly giving or forcing. A Louise Hay style affirmation for fatigue might be, I'm enthusiastic about life and filled with energy and enthusiasm. Or I lovingly allow myself to rest. My body knows how to heal. Her perspective wasn't that symptoms are all in your head, but the emotions, beliefs, and the body are interconnected. Then I asked ChatGPT to go into more detail on this one and give me advice around it. According to Louise Hay's perspective, constant overthinking and pushing create an internal state where the nervous system never fully relaxes. This is for sure me this last week. Messaging people, DMs for lead generation and then sales, just constantly non-stop. The body eventually responds with fatigue because it's been operating in effort mode for too long. Overthinking, in her view, overthinking can mean trying to control outcomes constantly, living in the future mentally, fear-based monitoring, what if this fails, never feeling safe enough to switch off, carrying mental pressure all day. For sure, this one is number one. And then I would also say this one. I say that because I'm always trying to keep my mind somewhere positive and keep my mind thinking about where I want to be. So right now, visualizing our vacation in Europe this summer, knowing that if I'm imagining that every day and I'm visualizing that and I'm allowing myself to feel like it's already happened, then my consciousness will bring the right synchronicities into my life to make that happen. But again, sometimes it's not easy to do that. I feel limiting beliefs come up. What if it doesn't happen? What if this doesn't play out? So I'm using so much mental bandwidth to keep my mind in this place, to keep visualizing, to keep imagining this reality has already happened. So you can see that with lead generation and trying to make money right now, it's a lot. So spiritually, emotionally, that creates tension instead of flow. The mind keeps consuming energy, and eventually the body slows you down because it needs recovery. Exactly. Pushing, she often linked pushing to beliefs like, I have to prove myself, rest is lazy, if I stop, things will fall apart, my worth comes from achievement. I feel like this week, although not those words specifically, it's more, if I'm not doing lead generation, then I'm not controlling this every single day, then I'm not going to make the money that I want. The body then stays in chronic stress state, tight muscles, shallow breathing, poor recovery, adrenal nervous system exhaustion, emotional depletion. I feel like for me today, it was this one, not the others. So definitely feel depleted emotionally when I got home from my friends. From that lens, fatigue becomes less the body failing and more the body asking for balance. This is why I love understanding all this work, because the body's speaking to me. The body speaks to you. It just wants to tell you and wants you to be aware. And then once you are aware, you can check in and you can resolve things. And then if it's a repeating pattern, like most of the things are, because we do repeat the same thoughts from the same programming that we've got, we repeat the same things in our body. So we can use this to solve that as well permanently going forwards. Why the body wants rest. Her philosophy was that the body is always communicating. If someone ignores emotional exhaustion, ignores boundaries, or keeps overthinking themselves mentally, the body may force stillness through tiredness. Not as punishment, more like you cannot keep operating disconnected from yourself. Her advice. Louise Hay's approach was usually a combination of stop self-attack. She believed many exhausted people are internally harsh on themselves. I would say that. Changing pressure, criticism, urgency, guilt around rest was central. So I definitely feel like urgency and a little bit of pressure, but I would say more urgency at the moment. Also, me and my girlfriend are in a place where we are building. So as you know, with having a business, there's so many things going on. But for sure, this urgency of vacation in 3 months, money needs to be made. Number 2, rest without guilt. Not collapse because you're broke, but consciously allowing recovery. 3, shift from force to trust. This is the big one for me. Instead of chasing, controlling, gripping, moving toward allowing, receiving, trusting, timing, acting from clarity instead of panic. So, like, I know this. Spiritual teachers that I listen to, like Bashar, always talks about just having trust that everything will work out and knowing that everything works out perfect timing. When I reflect back on my life, everything has worked out for me. Things that didn't seem logical at the time then worked in a certain order that actually benefited for me. From losing my job, from going through a difficult breakup, to then now living with the perfect woman who's probably the woman I will be with for life. Losing my job, setting up my business, opening up a brand new gym, and then the pandemic happening, but then moving to Mexico. Like, all those things in the moment were difficult, but they all aligned for me. And it's like the challenges that I'm going through now, just knowing that they're aligning and here for a reason, but also knowing that I need to just relax and let them work out. Something that I often think about is with my body. I'm in shape and I keep my shape with ease. I always say like 3 out of 10 mentally, but it's like if I go out for and eat tonight and I have a restaurant meal and I have desserts, I never worry about that because I know that I just stay in shape and that I can correct it. It's just easy for me. But then that's the mindset that I need to have around money. I feel that I don't have the same ease around it. I want to control it. And if something happens and triggers me, I get stressed with it. Whereas with my body, it's never that situation. So for me, the work going forwards and the practice I must keep on doing is this stuff. 4, affirmations. She used affirmations to interrupt all mental patterns. Examples: life supports me in every possible way. I release all pressure from my mind and body. That one is a nice one for me today. I am safe when I rest. I no longer need to prove my worth. More joy and self-connection. 5, more joy and self-connection. She often saw fatigue as connected to living for too long without joy, play, creativity, softness, or emotional honesty. I feel that's been me in the past, but in this situation, it's definitely the others. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I know if you're watching this channel, it's because you relate to my mind, my character, my journey, and I want to share what I'm doing and the insights that I'm having so you can succeed with these things as well.